Let me kind of delve into a couple of other things. Um, okay. The key to being successful in anything that you do, and I don't mean just, you're making ends meet or you're um, making enough money to whatever, pay your bills. Okay. To me, that's not success. I mean, yeah, you're maintaining, but you're not being successful with everything that you have. And here's the key. One of the key things is controlling your emotions. Emotions will kill you if you let your emotions dictate everything that you do. Let your emotions dictate your choices, dictate your decisions, right? If you do not learn how to handle your emotions, you are going to be suicidal, eventually. Okay. Because you can't handle the ups and downs. This business is not going to be perfect for you. Let me just, if you're brand new, okay, I'm just going to break the news to you. The business is not perfect. I'm going to break the news to you. You're going to have sadness and disappointments along the way because things aren't going to go the way that you want it to go. That policy that you thought was a done deal that you're going to make $3,000 on, the client gets declined, and then the client won't return your call. So can I just kind of tell you in advance what you're going to run into? Okay, you're going to run into people that don't show up on appointments, and you might drive an hour to get there and they don't show up. So can I tell you that's going to happen so that you know what to expect, right? At the same time, you're going to have someone that calls you that has $800,000 that wants you to do something with it, and that's, let me just do some fun calculations. I'm just being conservative. 100,000. Okay, so that could be a $30,000 commission, right? You're going to have that happen to you, okay? But you're going to have the other stuff happen to you, okay? Now, let me ask you, are you going to want to jump off a bridge because the bad thing happened and then you're not going to be around to experience the next week where all kinds of good stuff happens, okay? And let me break it to you. It's called life, Life, okay? Life, okay? When you married your spouse, you suddenly discover that they aren't perfect. Okay. What a concept. Well, okay. I know I am, but Jenny's still impressed that anyway. So here's the point. You have to decide how you want to be. You have to decide whether you're going to be emotionally stable. Now, it's okay to feel emotions, but it's not okay to make decisions based on emotion. Does that make sense? You got to be cool hand Luke. You got to be so tight with your emotions. And honestly, your clients won't trust you if you can't handle your emotions. Like one minute you're excited and the next minute you're depressed and you're showing your clients that. It's like, come on, man. What is wrong with you? Right? Why would you show your clients your emotional instability? Here's a tip. Pretend you're not emotionally unstable and act like you're emotionally stable. And guess what happens? You become emotionally stable. Oh my God. I don't know if it's just maturity that teaches you emotional stability or going through enough hard stuff to realize, hey, life ain't so bad, right? To put everything in perspective, perspective is everything. But oh my gosh, if everything that goes wrong is the end of your life, you're at the end of your rope, then seriously, you've got some serious issues that you need to work out with a therapist. Okay. And you think I'm kidding. I am not kidding. Because the key to being successful in life, the key to um, uh, success, one of the keys, I'm going to say one of the keys to success is your attitude and mindset and keeping it under control, right? No matter how tough things may get, no matter how things may bury you, that you'll still keep getting up and persevering and maintaining a stable mindset and attitude because you know that this too shall pass and that you just got to get to the other end. You got to get to the other side of it. Okay. So here's what Andy Albright's taught me. You're either getting out of something you're in the middle of something, or you're getting ready to go into something. Okay. Well, Alex, that's so negative. No, man, it's a positive. See, the positive is you get to decide what you do about it in advance. So, can I ask you to make the decision already in advance of how you're going to react to a no-show? How are you going to react to chargebacks taking all your commissions? You're going to have chargebacks where you thought you were going to make $1,750, but two chargebacks come and wipes out all your commissions that day. Okay. So can I tell you that that's probably going to happen to you? Okay. So let me ask, and it's going to happen right before your rent or mortgage payments due. Okay. So how are you going to react? Are you going to quit? Well, you're going to be scared. Are you going to, but how are you going to react to that? Are you just going to get on the phone and are you going to just pound the phone to work yourself through it? Or are you going to cower? Or are you going to roll over and pee on yourself? Peeing on yourself is good temporarily because the pee is warm, but all of a sudden it gets cold and it's not very comfortable there. Okay. Is this hard? Am I being too hard on you? Or am I speaking any amount of truth? Right? Because we know what life's like. And maybe I've been on this earth a little bit longer than y'all. But for some of y'all that are young, okay, learn how to deal with it. I think sometimes I'm not going to go there. Okay. I'm not going to go there. I think, well, whether you're young or old, I mean, I've got adults that still act like children, emotionally unstable, like puddles of water. Like it just totally amazes me how they let things bring them down. I'm going, my gosh, come on, man. Things aren't that bad. You live in the wealthiest country in the world. You are not looking for food on trash heaps in India every day just to find something to eat, right? And these kids are willing to eat it, even if they have to throw up because they're going to get sick from it, because that's all they can put in their stomachs. Okay. I mean, I can go on and on about how fortunate you are. I can give you a perspective talk and, talk about, how good we have it. We're complaining about our air conditioning, not working. But what's the statistic? Like 1/6 of the world don't have access to air conditioning. I mean, it's some crazy number like that. You know what I'm saying? So come on, man. You're in 100% commission life insurance sales, right? Like, give me a break. Whoever told you this was going to be easy, whoever told you that everything was going to be always rosy every week, come on. But Alex, all these people are making sales and stuff. And and they've got junk going on in their lives too. But you know why they're on the leaderboard and why they were? Because they worked through whatever was happening. Everything they're going through is just as bad as whatever you're going through, but they choose to get on the phone. They choose to dial it. They choose to book an appointment. They fight their way out of that emotional depression or feeling or fear, right? And that to me is the mark of someone who is on their way to being mega successful, because they already made a decision in advance how they're going to react to when things don't go the way they want it to go, right? And look, man, do not ever, ever use that thing where, well, they make all this money anyway, so life should be good for them. It's like, oh, seriously, dude, you're going to go there with that? No, man, having money does not make it any better, right? Well, no, what I'm saying is, I'll give an example. I just found out today, one of our friends that used to be in the Alliance years ago, a really good buddy of mine, earlier this, at the end of school a year, he found out that his, was it 13-year-old? 12? Yeah, she's like 12, 13. Okay, so she wasn't feeling good. And so they went ahead and got her checked out. And my buddy Paul, they said, you got to we got to talk to you right now. So he went over there. They found out that they, what kind of test do they do?
They did an X-ray.
Yeah, they did an X-ray, and the X-ray revealed that she appeared to have cancer all over her body. They said that it was stage 4B. So any of you that are, cancer, like we've dealt with Ginny is a cancer survivor, 4B is about one of the most serious stages, right? And they thought they were going to lose their daughter like that, right? And so when I found that, I told him I'm going to pray for him, and I prayed for her every day and every night, every day and every night since I found out. And we just found out today that she's in remission. They did a scan, the same scan. And what was it? The doctor, Paul, her dad, said, okay, well, what am I supposed to see with this scan? I really don't see anything. Like, and the doctor said, that's right, because she's in remission. And it was like, holy crap. And so, she went through chemo, right? Did she go through radiation or anything? Yeah, just chemo, right? Yeah, she went through chemo. Yeah, so what they did was they finally diagnosed it. It wasn't cancer. It was cancer, but it was non-Hodgkin's lymphoma or Hodgkin's disease, which is treatable and survivable. And through the treatment, she's in remission, right? Praise the Lord, right? Yeah, like from end of the school year. So during the summer, she went through all this, and then now she's in remission. Power of prayer, power of prayer. There's a whole bunch of people praying for her, and it's really cool. But, and so my buddy Paul owns a large insurance agency. And so what did he stop working to feed his family? No, he could have. I mean, if my youngest daughter, I'd be a basket case alone at night praying, but then I would come out knowing that, God's got her. And so I'm just jacked up. That made my day. I mean, that's why I'm talking. That's why I'm talking about this, because like, you don't have cancer. Well, I don't know if you know or not, but I'm just assuming maybe you don't have cancer. Is that cool? That is so cool. So why are you bitching about leads and oh, I don't have any money? It's like, quit complaining. My gosh, you don't have cancer. You don't have to go through chemo. You don't have to get an infusion like Ginny did. 6 rounds? 6 rounds of chemo. You don't have to go through that. Oh my God. You don't have to lose your hair, right? You don't have to go like when Ginny discovered her hair was falling out. Like, I think it was after 2 treatments, because chemo is cumulative. So after 2 treatments, her hair started getting, started coming out. I thought it would be like in the movies where your hair would start coming out right away. Well, after the first treatment, like, okay, when's the hair coming out? But it was like after 2 treatments, right? Yeah, after the second one, all of a sudden, and then we know, okay, here it goes, here it comes. And he started getting thinner and thinner. And then she just finally asked me to shave her head. And it was like, I mean, my reaction to that was like, I can't shave your head. I have a clipper. I can't shave your head. And she goes, well, so I'm going to have someone else do it because I'm going to shave my head. And I said, okay, well, if I'm going to shave your head, I'm going to shave my head too. So I shaved my head. So we're both bald. But, I mean, it was these things that, but you know what? I still had to go out and I still had to go recruit. I had to build my agency. I still had to have money coming in. And you know what? Ginny would think less of me if all I did was be at her bedside and, oh, honey, I'm here for you. She knows she's pretty strong. So, I mean, she didn't whimper. I'm sure there were times where she just, but she never showed us that. Like the kids, I mean, it's a scary thing, obviously, but she's a rock. I was amazed, truly amazed. That's why I admire her so much. But we still had to work through it. We still had to I had to continue recruiting and helping agents make money so that we could make money, that we didn't have to worry about. Actually, thank God I had a big ass group anyway, right? I had a big ass group. So I was there for every chemo treatment. I was there for whenever she needed me so I could take the time off. However, I still did what I had to do, which is serve agents and show the opportunity to new agents and to coach new agents and, you know, to keep some of y'all still in the business, keep your head straight. I think Scott, you were around, right? When Jeannie had cancer? I think
Oh, yes.
yes, Scott
Yes,
Mills
sir.
remembers. So, and Jeannie still did her thing, man. She still worked as much as she could. And, she still did the leads, even with her head wrapped in those, whatever you call those, do-rags.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I call them do-rags. What? Okay, scarves, whatever. I told her she looked like a sister in a do-rag. Anyway.
She had that picture with her and Joe Dukes.
Joe Dukes, yeah. Right. So come on, man. Like, look at your situation and realize we have got an awesome business. We have an incredible opportunity to make money. So don't let these little things that just eat at you are trying to pull you out of what you got to do. Just keep doing what you got to do, man. And just control your emotions. Andy Albright, that's one thing Andy has always taught me, because I can get emotional. Obviously, I am now. Okay. But you can't make decisions on emotion. You can't freak out. You got to be a rock. You got to be a rock. Okay. And here's what, like a lot of my agents, I say, look, if you got no one else to talk to me, dump on me, unload on me. I can take it. And then I will tell you what you need to do. Okay. You get on the phone and you need to pound the phone. You need to book appointments. You need to make sales. That's what I'm going to tell you. Okay. Because you need to get your mind off it. See, the problem with thinking about what you don't want in your life is that you will continue to get what you don't want in your life. See, when you put your mental focus on the things that bring you down, you'll continue to bring yourself down every time. Your mental focus has to be on the things that will help you, that will help move you up, help move you beyond. Those are the things you have to change your thinking. You have to change what you're thinking about. You cannot focus on the negative and things you don't want. You got to focus on what you do want, because then you will get what you want if you focus on what you want, right? So anyway, I know I've
Hey, Alex, can I just say something? When you
Yeah.
said about not making decisions emotionally, and one of the things that I always do, and I know you were saying that I tend to compartmentalize, and like I've shared with several people, I have like a Dr. Phil show going on in my house, but how I control my emotions is I feel the feeling, I don't react to it. It's okay to
Yes.
feel it, I don't stuff it down. But the other thing is very logical. And this is for the guys who are like, well, how do I do this? It's called HALT, HALT. You do not make any decisions when you're hungry. You do not make, and I always say hydrated or dehydrated. So hungry or you need hydration. You don't make any decisions when you're angry or anxious. You don't make any decisions when you're lonely. And you don't make any decisions when you're tired. So you halt and you ask yourself those questions. You get something to eat. If you're anxious, you do some mindfulness, but you don't make any decisions, life-changing decisions when any of those things are going on, because you're not really in your right mind. If you're tired, if you're lonely, if you're anxious or angry, or if you're hungry, or if you need hydration, you don't make any major decisions. And so that has helped me a lot. I remember that. And then the other thing is about manifestation. And some people may or not believe this, but biblically, I believe that manifestation is biblical. So a man thinketh, so he is. And so if you're constantly thinking, on the negative. And I'm telling you, I have a lot of negative things coming at me all the time. But I always think that greater is he who is in me than he who is in the world. Like the power that I have from inside is greater than the obstacles that are coming at me. And I'm telling you, you can, I mean, I have overcome I can't even talk right now. I'm so tired. Astronomical things like that would send other people to the mental institution. And those are my key things. Is one is everything is better the next day. And you don't let obstacles stop you. I think I shared this in the last media, but you don't let obstacles stop you. You take obstacles out. And if it's a distraction, you ignore it. So anything that's there to distract you, you don't spend your energy trying to attack it. You ignore it. And obstacles are things that you have to take out or address, or they're going to stop what you're doing. And so, you know, if I can just give that just as a clinical pastor, those are things that I teach people all the time. And it is very, very helpful. And I'm a witness to everything. I got on the call today. My dog was dying and I took him to the vet, got home, asked people to pray. And I was just like, I can sit here and watch my dog sleep, or I can get on the phone and start making calls. And I did.
Yeah, that's awesome. Halt. What a great mnemonic to, you know, think about when you're trying to make, you know, major decisions. I always tell people, don't quit when something bad happened. Think about quitting when something good happened. Then you know you really should quit. Anyway. Well, thanks, Rochelle. That rocks. That was really good. Jeannie had mentioned, wow, she heard that, so she thought that was great. Well, anyway, thank you for that.